And so nothing like this has ever happened before and on such a large scale. So was it really only the stay-at-home investors behind it? I asked Daniel Lacalle at the Tresses hedge fund. Could there have been professional institutions involved in the short squeeze too?
I think it's very difficult that even a concerted effort from a website with a little bit less than 2 million subscribers is going to trigger the movement of 197 million shares in a day in a stock that starts at $50 and moves to up to $300. No, I think that what we're seeing is probably a romanticized version of collusion, saying that it's basically the vengeance of retail investors against Wall Street, when in reality what we probably have is a very evident action to trigger a massive short squeeze on a stock. And what needs to be addressed or at least investigated is whether this calls for an investigation of collusion, or whether there is some big hand behind this allegedly romantic view that it's the small investors going against Wall Street. Fundamentally, because if you think about it, the market in the last years has been absolutely booming. You cannot say that small investors have been sort of left behind because of Wall Street machinations. Now, I think it's pretty evident.
And then some people online were asking, what's the difference between all of these retail investors coming together and trying to invest money and make money versus a hedge fund who takes money from various different people and tries to do the same, no?
Yeah, no, there is no difference if there is transparency and there is a differentiated, not concerted strategy between all of those investors. I think that is obviously no problem. But any small investor or anybody that's watching us today that has been offended or that has been enraged at some point about concerted actions of a couple of hedge funds or a couple of investment funds in the past, obviously should be equally enraged about this if that is what has happened. Because you cannot just think that this is positive because it's made the stock go up. What if all of these people had gotten together to make the stock go down 100 or 200, 100% and lead the stock to zero? You see, I think that what's happening right now is that the same people and the same media that criticized hedge funds in 2008, 2009, are now hailing the actions of small investors just because they're small. But if it's collusion, and if the reprehensible actions have been taken in a situation that is unclear and untransparent, then obviously it would be as bad as if some funds got together and had a few meetings behind closed doors and decided to pump and dump a stock. Think about it. When we think about those inside sellers or insider trading, think of people that are trying to pump and dump a stock. Well, obviously there is a risk that what is happening right now with GameStop and other similar actions is pretty similar to those illegal actions in other cases.
And then you're a great guy, great family guy, and I believe all of our viewers, after watching you for so long, would agree. How do you feel when you hear so much vitriol being tossed towards financial system in general, just blanket at hedge funds this and financial system this? How do you feel as an insider?
I wrote a book called Life in the Financial Markets, in which I tell people that the markets are all of us, our pensions, our savings, our what we do every day to try to save some money and make it grow for our children or for our families. There are people that misuse the tools that exist in the market. There are, but that's why there is gradation. What you cannot just do is to simply go out and consider that everybody in the financial system is conducting illegal or reprehensible activities. I think that what you need to understand is that the in vast majority of the financial industry, what it's basically just doing every day is trying to get a little return for your savings.
Daniel, really appreciate the analysis as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.